These are my top 5 games for week 1 of the college football season. Miami at Florida is number 1. I think this is the best game of the weekend for a couple reasons. We'll finally get to see that rebuilt Miami offense. Cam Ward, Damian Martinez, a couple receivers added in the portal, in addition to Xavier Restrepo, and a solid offensive line. An immediate test for the Hurricanes as they play Florida, a team with, I think, one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC, Graham Mertz. Despite the difficult schedule, I think Florida will be a really good team this season and a great matchup week 1. Clemson and Georgia, neutral site game Saturday morning. I think Georgia has the best offensive line in the country, and they have the best quarterback in the country with Carson Beck. That offense should be going, but it's a good Clemson defense. I think one of the best defensive lines in the country. That matchup up front is going to be fun to watch. We'll see if Clemson was able to answer some of their questions on offense. Phil Maffa at running back. They also have Cade Klubnik at quarterback. We could learn a lot about these two teams on Saturday morning while watching Penn State, West Virginia. I think this is the number 3 game of the weekend. Penn State has one of the best defenses in the country. Tom Allen taken over after being the head coach at Indiana, and they're playing a good quarterback, one of the more underrated guys in the Big 12, Garrett Green at West Virginia. This is one of the best games of the week because of what Garrett Green can do at quarterback, both passing and running. I want to see him up against that really stout Penn State defense. Also, Andy Kotelnicki taking over as the offensive coordinator. Does Drew Allard take a step forward this season? Notre Dame, Texas A&M Saturday night. Riley Leonard against his former head coach and much of that coaching staff from Duke, Mike Elko, taking over at Texas A&M. Will Riley Leonard have time behind this offensive line that's filling a couple holes after last season? Some departures there. I think Notre Dame has a great defense as always, but Texas A&M is a team that I think could surprise some people with how good they'll be this year. This is one of my favorite games because I want to see how Colin Klein's offense at Texas A&M approaches Notre Dame on defense. I think this will be a great game. And on Sunday in Las Vegas, USC, LSU, two teams that are rebuilding their defenses, each hired new defensive coordinators ahead of this season. LSU with Blake Baker, USC with Danton Lynn. Do those defenses take a step forward this season? But offensively, this is what I'm excited to see. 2 high-profile quarterbacks. Miller Moss had those 6 touchdowns in the Holiday Bowl, but we'll get to see the first look at Garrett Nussmeier at LSU, prolific wide receivers. This game has a chance to be very high scoring. Either team could win by multiple scores. That's why it's one of my top games of the weekend.